All right, now to the candidate who wants to beat Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination, Bernie Sanders. The Vermont senator addressed his supporters shortly after the polls started closing.
That this campaign is not just about electing a president, it is about making a political revolution.
Erin Kelly joins us now from Sanders' campaign headquarters in Norfolk. Erin, what are his supporters saying?
Well, that office is now dark. We saw people leaving and removing items from the walls and the posters, campaign signs, but the crowd here earlier tonight was energetic despite the outcome. We also heard some people cheering after it was projected that Sanders had won in Oklahoma. Volunteers tell us that this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Have voted so strongly.
Supporters of Senator Bernie Sanders gathered around the television to listen to him speak after it was projected that he lost the primary in Virginia. About 30 to 40 people filled his campaign office off Little Creek Road in Norfolk.
I already knew it was going to be an uphill battle. They were expecting Hillary to win the South anyway, democratically, so this is not a shock, really.
Volunteers started the day early with literature drops, canvassing at polls, and knocking on doors. Natasha Phillips was one of them.
When it comes to being consistent on things that matter to me, and I mean, even when it wasn't popular to be for some things, he was for it.
First-time voter Molly Rumble cast her ballot for Sanders in Virginia Beach.
I feel like Bernie Sanders is really in touch with the major, or with the populace in general, and I think his economic policy is something we should all take into consideration. So,
I'm so glad Super Tuesday is over. We can now concentrate on what really matters, which is building the coalition behind Bernie Sanders and making sure the entire country gets an opportunity to have a say, not just a few states.
And tonight at his victory speech in Vermont, Sanders told his supporters that he will win hundreds of delegates. Supporters here in Norfolk think he's positioned to do well moving forward. Live in Norfolk tonight, Erin Kelly, 10 on your side.
And now we'll put all those numbers we saw tonight into context.
Political expert Joel Rubin is here in the studio with us. So, Joel, first of all, why do you think this primary, Super Tuesday, turned out the way it did? And are you surprised at all?
I'm not surprised. I mean, Trump's been making progress ever since New Hampshire. You know, he lost Iowa, won New Hampshire. He's been growing ever since. Everybody kind of predicted he would get 40% of the vote across Virginia, and he did. The polls were pretty good. I think Rubio did pretty well in Virginia, though. I mean, I think came within a few points of it. He'll pick up some delegates and maybe a little bit of momentum, but he needs to win some states.
I was going to say Rubio did well, but he has yet to win. Cruz won 2 states tonight, so who gets out?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think Rubio gets out until after Florida. In case again going to get out until after Ohio, and those are both on March 15th. So this thing's going to continue here for a while. But I mean, I think a betting man would say that unless something catastrophic happens, that Donald Trump is on his road to the nomination. And so get ready for Clinton versus Trump. I know a lot of Americans don't want it, but I think we're going to see it.
What is the message you think Americans are sending just by showing what they're doing?
I think the message is really within the Republican Party. This is definitely a slap in the face to Republican Party politics as usual over the last number of election cycles. Right. And so Donald Trump has definitely rewritten the rules. His supporters have said, yeah, we'll call ourselves Republicans, but we're not those Republicans. And those Republicans are now trying to figure out a way to get Donald Trump, keep him from getting that nomination. And I don't know exactly how that happens.
And the more outrageous things he says, the more support it seems he gets.
This is a bizarre year, Tom.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Thank you, Joel. Remember, you can track the Super Tuesday results with our special election coverage on wavy.com. You can also see pictures from the polls today.